Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're hopping into the Drilling Crush Fish 8th Mountain against the free-to-play garp that has arrived over here with the New Year's characters. So the first team utilizes free-to-play supports. That was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, this team does use Oden, and in today's video, I do have 4 teams for you guys to take down this particular event. The final team is that big old Quailin team, so we probably won't really count that. But this particular team is free-to-play friendly. All the subs and supports are actually free-to-play. We do have Oden. Now, Oden's been out for about a year now. Most people probably have Oden, but if you don't, you can probably use something like Chopper as your captain, to be honest. Like, Chopper could work really, really well. I wouldn't really recommend Chopper, but, like, if you are missing Oden, he is definitely an option for you guys. We are bringing a friend V2 StrawHats. The V2 StrawHats are very, very good on this particular fight because their switch ability or their super switch can remove paralysis, which is really, really nice for stage 4. I do have 2 other teams. One that uses the Kaido crew, which I feel like most people have skipped, but was just a bit of a fun team. The team after that utilizes a Oden with a friend Whitebeard and Roger friend captain. And that team doesn't use any of the new batch, and then we finish it off with the double Roger captain. But once you do farm this event, you do get your hands on this garp. Now, this garp's actually fairly decent moving forward, but he's actually really good for this particular stage. On stage 3, when you come up against the Marine Lackey, who puts up a random orb barrier for 1 turn, and he just, like, rotates all of your orbs. Utilizing garp here, garp actually has double special. So if you farm the smaller event, and you actually, like, farm him up before you do these harder ones, you can actually, like, get double special activation here. But, like, as you can see with myself, I didn't have enough damage to actually take out this particular character on the first turn. But nevertheless, it's not that big of an issue because we do actually get a matching orb on the next turn. Every single turn, he just puts up a different orb barrier. And then you are pretty much just hunky-dory from there. But remember that Oden also has barrier pen, so you can actually utilize that to take him down and just sort of attack through the barrier, making it very, very easy for yourself as well. All of these teams as well do have all boosted characters, so that way you can actually maximize your drops once you hit the final, like at the end of the run. The whole idea of this content is to get as many of those stamps as possible, so that way you finish the Chopper Man missions to get stuff like the last fight, the final tap. Oh my god, this is such a beautiful super switch. Oh, it's so nice. I actually like that they add those animations. You obviously can skip them, which is kind of like cool, annoying, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But I love that super switch mechanic, like the animation. If you super switch into Luffy, it's actually Luffy's head, not the StrawHats on that final part. But nevertheless, it's very, very good. On this stage, we come up against Garp, who's actually the opposite color as your captain. So utilizing the StrawHats here is great because you can actually switch into the Dex variation, which Oden's opposite is quick, and that way you can actually do a lot of damage against Sengoku. Now, Sengoku has 2 lackeys in the back, and he actually locks himself onto him. But as you can see, the StrawHats just do a lot of damage thanks to the Zoro and Sanji special, as well as the Oden special as well. So very, very nice damage output there. We do use the Don Krieg and Jin special to remove the bind, and then the super switch to remove the paralysis. On the final stage, unfortunately, we do have 2 positive buffs. Because we get a full board of block orbs, 5 turns of special binds, and we use the special of Donjin Jiao, we actually gain a chain buff as well as damage reduction. Now, what I would highly recommend doing here is not using this Straw Hat special on this turn, and actually utilizing it on the second turn. This special, by the way, so goddamn beautiful. Like, can we appreciate this for a second? Oh, I love that part so much where, like, Luffy's hand, like the Haki goes down to Luffy's hand, and it looks like he's going to go Gear 4, but then he doesn't. He's like, no, I don't need this, and he just, like, smacks Kaido in the face. So good. As I mentioned, I would highly recommend saving that special for the second turn, so that way you have a bigger buff on that stage. But the idea here is just utilizing the final tap against Garp works nicely. Garp only lets you use 2 specials, so you need to use the Donjin Jiao special to get around the special bind and whatnot, and he actually also turns into the opposite color to what your captain is. So because Oden is a strength captain, he becomes a Dex character, which actually works really, really nicely with the StrawHats as a friend captain. You can bring something like the support of Kid if you have that. That's going to work quite nicely. And it's going to help you out a little bit here as well. If you guys have Legend Chopper, though, you can easily just use Legend Chopper over Donjin Jiao. And that way, if you use the Straw Hat special on turn 1, you are just going to get all that amazing 2 times attack, 2 times orb, the color affinity, all that, the whole kit and caboodle, basically. But I want to try and keep this team free-to-play friendly to show you guys you actually can get those drops without bringing, like, high-end legends and stuff like that. We do have Oden, obviously, as our friend, as our captain. If you don't have Oden, you can bring Roger. Just bring, like, anyone you want that's a rainbow captain, and that will work well. But Oden's boosted. Oden's great, because he gives you guarantees 2 drops in the end. And like I was saying, the whole point of this is to get as many drops as possible for that final, like, on the final turn. So that way, you can actually get all your Chopper Man missions done as quickly as possible. As you, like, can see here, I actually realized that I stuffed up with the StrawHats. But just thanks to their amazing final tap, like, you just have enough damage to take out Garp easily. Like, it just works so damn nicely. So, that's the free-to-play Oden and StrawHats team. It does work quite nicely. It's not the best team, obviously, but it does show you guys that you can do it with free-to-play support and a more free-to-play friendly team. It does give quite a few drops as well. The idea is you want to bring a friend StrawHats or a friend Woger. So that way, you don't dupe these drops with your boosted effects, and that way you can get your Garps challenges done. Your Chopper Man missions, done a lot easier. Let's move on to the next team now. Alright, so team number 2 is a little bit of fun. Now, this particular team utilizes double Beast Pirates. That's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, as you guys can see, this whole team, besides obviously the double Beast Pirates captain, is free-to-play friendly. We do have a full free-to-play roster, and it's very similar to the one that you just saw in the Oden team. The big difference is we are using the free-to-play Oden, but you might have noticed something with the supports. We're actually utilizing the support of Katakuri on our free-to-play Oden. I do have the support of limited rare recruit Chopper, but that's actually not essential at all. And the fun thing about this team is we are running full powerhouse, so you can actually just single tap, and it's just very easy to, like, clear the content by just being very brain dead and actually getting through it very, very easily. Now, because Garp isn't a powerhouse, it is a little bit annoying, but you can put him on the team if you're happy to tap. But the idea with this particular showcase was to just try and get, like, to do it as quickly as possible. On stage 3, you do need to get lucky with an orb, and then you can just let the Beast Pirates end of turn damage kill. The character's always Dex, so having the strength variation of the Beast Pirates is going to allow you more end of turn damage. On the Sengoku stage, this is where things tend to get a little bit tricky. Because you get 4 turns of paralysis, which we actually can't remove, we are just going to rely on Kaido's end of turn damage to blast our way through this. There is no normal attacks only here, so you could bring, like, some hybrid, like, V1 Kaido and Straw Hat shenanigans and, like, clear it a little bit quicker if you want to. But like I was saying, the whole idea of this content is just to try and get as many drops on the final stage as possible. We are going to switch with our Beast Pirates here. That's going to give a guaranteed 500,000 damage, which clears the units in the back and does quite a bit of damage to our boy Sengoku in the front there. We are going to utilize that end of turn damage. You honestly probably could pop the double Kaido special on this turn and actually just kill on that first turn and not stall. I do imagine that will work absolutely fine, provided you have enough, like, end of turn damage to kill. It kind of looks like you will, because as you use the specials on the second turn, you can just easily kill that way. Don't stress that you still have paralysis, because Don Jin Jiao will not only remove the special blind on the final stage and remove the block orbs, but he actually removes paralysis as well, which is really, really nice. So he just clears everything up for you. So if you have the Beast Pirates, you can actually tear through this run very, very quickly. Because our captain was quick, Garp didn't actually change into any other type. It only works if your captain is, like, Strength, Dex, or Int and Psi. So you can actually manipulate this a little bit nicer as well. But as you guys will see here, the whole idea is just to give a Wano or Sumla or recovery slot to Big Mom, and then just allow her special to do all of the damage on the final stage, which just works really, really nicely. So that was the powerhouse team with double Kaido and the Beast Pirates. A little bit of a fun team. I wouldn't recommend it, but the next team works very, very well. Alright, so moving on to the next team now, we are utilizing an Oden captain with a friend Woger. So that's the team, those are the supports, let's dive in. Now, big shout out to my boy Kruby. The man is undefeated. One of the best team builders going around. He actually put this team together when I was sort of building my other teams and we're just having a chat away in voice chat. He was actually utilizing this team, and I just said, hey, Cribs, man, like, do you mind if I just showcase this team? It's actually really cool. It gets it done really easily, and the whole team is actually boosted. If you have any of the boosted rare recruits, though, obviously you want to include them on this particular team. You can replace Chopper with the Scopper and Rayleigh, and then you can replace the Luffy with the Shanks and Buggy unit. But the idea of these particular characters, not only are they boosted, they can actually use supports that get around all the nasty mechanics. And this team does so much damage on the final stage, it just works really, really nicely. On stage 3 against the Marine Lackey, once again, we can use the garp special to remove the barrier. With the switchability of Woger, we can actually just take this stage out nice and easily. We do have a lot of matching orbs for this particular team as well, which is super, super nice. It just means that we can just like tear through this stage super easily. And if you actually pick up any Wano slots, you can just do a lot of damage, which works out really, really nicely. But I think the whole idea of like Oden and his 6+, he's going to work exceptionally well next to good old Woger. On the Sengoku stage, he is a quick unit who gives us 4 turns of paralysis and 4 turns of bind. This is where the support of Rayleigh is really, really nice, but if you have Shanks and Buggy, they just destroy this, so make sure to put them on the left-hand side. The support of Rayleigh can remove 2 turns, and then once you pop the special of Brook, you can actually have Nami, or the Valentine's Nami, remove the other 2 turns of bind. Or you can use the Nekomamushi support on Chopper. That works well too. The final special we're going to use on this particular stage, besides you can like pop like Luffy if you want to as well. Like I just do it for the more damage. But the special you need to use is actually Oden's special. Now Oden's special is going to give you an orb buff, but he also has the support of Kawamatsu. That removes the other 2 turns of paralysis. You could run the Aura Jackson if you don't have the Kawamatsu support, but he is a free-to-play support, so like I would highly recommend farming that up. It's going to come in handy now that Oden has a 6+, and he's a very, very good free-to-play character. Once we take this stage out, we can move on to the final stage, and literally just with the Chopper special, the switchability of Woger, and their special, doesn't matter who you are, like if you are Roger or if you are Whitebeard, ideally you want to switch into Roger, so that way you can like increase that like the color affinity boost thanks to Kid. But if you don't have that Kid support, you can actually just use the Whitebeard special to give yourself a bigger color affinity boost. Finally, we can use the super typing of Oden. That is going to give us a base stat boost and a guaranteed Wano orb because we get block orbs. And then literally just with Oden's damage after you tap with anyone else, you have enough damage to absolutely decimate Garp. It works so damn nicely. So once again, big shout out to my boy Kruby. The man is undefeated. Great team, works very well, no stalling, all boosts. Big shout out to you, my friend. Let's move on to that big old Quailin team now for you guys that got very lucky during the Sugo Fest. And the final team of the video utilizes double Woger. I love saying that, Woger. So that was the team, those are the sports, let's dive in. Now we are using the new batch. If you are using the new batch, slide them onto the left-hand side. And if you guys do have the Straw Hat Pirates, I would recommend putting them in over Oden. You can use them over Garp if you really want to, but like Oden's just here because he gives an extra 2 drops. And this particular team actually gives you a lot of drops at the end. Now I am sort of stalling here, but this is easily a no stall team. I am just stalling here to show off the Super Switch animations as well as the special of Whitebeard and Roger. The fact that they gave them animations for their Super Switch, I actually really love it. And I gotta say, as dookie as the banner is, as dookie as the like event and like this event's super easy, that they have not done New Year's well in my opinion. I'm gonna be straight with you guys. I don't think they've done New Year's that well, but what they have done well is the animations of both the Straw Hats and Woger. Like I think they've done a fantastic job with the specials, the Super Switch like special, the final tap animation. All of those animations look absolutely gorgeous, so they should be really proud of that. But at the end of the day, like, eventually they're just going to start getting skipped. Like, that's the big downside. So, whilst this unit is very powerful, whilst the Straw Hat in their own right is very good as well, it's just a bit of a shame that it came at the cost of, like, such a, like, big event, I guess, is the best way to put it. As you guys saw there, we used the Garb special to instantly, or we didn't even use the Garb special, but used the Garb special there to take away the barrier, and then you can easily clear that stage. On this stage was made for Shanks and Buggy. You can use their special. They make every orb matching, which is great for slashers and strikers, plus they remove the bind and the paralysis. Just make sure to put them on the left-hand side. They're going to give you an attack buff as well, which is great for slashers and strikers, obviously. And then what we want to do here is just utilize one of our Woger specials. The reason we're using one of these Woger specials is purely just because we can just because we can. Like, we have 2 of them, so why the hell not? Once we do that, we're just going to tear our way through Sengoku's HP, and then we can easily take out the units in the back. Once we've done that, we do have the Super Switch ready to go, and like I said, the reason that I have done this is because I do want to showcase this amazing animation I do think it needs to get the credit that it deserves because they did a very, very good job. Because Roger is our captain, Garp turns into a Psy character. It's the opposite to what your captain is unless it is quick. You get a full board of block orbs, 5 turns of special bind, and you can only use 2 specials. So thanks to Scopper and Gaban giving us an orb buff on this stage, which is great. We can then switch into Roger and Whitebeard. That's just so good. And then we can use their amazing, amazing special animation. Absolutely incredible. Such a freaking great special animation. Once we've done that, we do have the final tap of our Whitebeard and Roger. Just final tap with your friend captain, so that way you get the guaranteed orb, and you can do something like this. Goodbye. So that's going to wrap up the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. Go check out the summoning video. Link will be in the description as well. But most importantly, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's...